What is going on, guys? How's it going today? Welcome back to another flipping and money making live stream. I'm your host with the most, Escapenomics, and let's get into it today, guys. Nothing else to say. As usual here today, working with 2,140,000,000 GP in the cash stack. What can we turn that into today? We'll have to see. Now, right before we jump into it today, though, I do see that the market is going a little bit haywire. I see a lot of volume right now, as well as some volatility. So we're going to see if we can take advantage of that today. I do expect margins to be quite good as we go through this flipping session today. So let's start off with the Dragon Hunter Lance today. Typically, I'm going in and I'm smacking a Twisted Bow right off the bat, guys. But today, we're taking a little bit different of an approach. We're going to try the Dragon Hunter Lance here, see if we can flip a few of these, make a couple mil off of it, and we'll go from there. And good to see everybody today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have Mike Gilbert, Vulcan as well. He says, big money today. I can feel it. Good to see you, Vulcan. We also have Radiant Mini saying, going to be 5.63 mil exactly today. We'll see if your prediction is right. If you're right on the money, man, I'll give you another mil, man. Absolutely. I mean, that's just incredible. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it today. I do want to flip a lot of stuff today, so we're going to try to cycle through some items here, trying to make as much as possible. And like I said, I think there's a lot of volatility today. I see margins hopping around a lot, and that's really great from an opportunity standpoint. We should be able to make a little bit of money off that situation today. Now, let's see. The Arcane Spirit Shields are actually looking pretty decent here. I do want to go ahead and list on some Arcane Spirit Shields while we're waiting, and we're going to get those going for, it's kind of looking like a 200k margin potentially on these, but I don't really know if that's going to last or not. We're just going to go in for 3 off the bat here, just in case they buy a little bit too quickly. We have Jay Hefner saying, what's good, man? I hope you had a good weekend. Jay, I had a great weekend, man. Thank you for asking. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you as always. Guys, if you are enjoying the stream as well, drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. We also have Floor Tile popping in. He says, it's my Friday. Does that mean beer review Friday? Floor Tile, man, good to see you. Unfortunately, not today, but we should do the beer review Fridays. The problem is I don't really buy, like, these exquisite beers a lot, because like where I live, microbreweries get, like, first of all, they're more expensive to begin with, and then they have to pay a tax as well, which makes the beer even more expensive. So it's freaking ridiculous to buy these microbrewery beers where I live. So I never think it's worth it to spend the money, but it would make for a good series. Anyway, Jay Hefner says, I see your stack has increased again. Did you sell a part of your investment? I did liquidate it. I think I lost about 15 mil on the investment in total. The problem is, I always do this a lot. I make investments where I don't consider the time frame heavily enough when I make the investment. And what that actually does is it forces me to close out my positions too early before I actually see the trade go in its favor. If I was to close it out now, it would only be about a 7 mil loss. And I bet if I close it out tomorrow, it probably would have been a gain. So unfortunately, I did have to liquidate that position itself, because look, I have to do these live flipping episodes, so I need to make sure I have enough cash to actually make these proper investments. I do have another item I am invested in, but I'm not going to reveal that one quite yet or talk too much about it, as well as the current investment that I did liquidate. The Witty says, how's it going, Scape? Good to see you, Witty. Thank you for tuning in today. Welcome back to the stream, dude. Hopefully you are enjoying it, man. Drop a like if you are. Now, guys, we just went in on the Twisted Bow here. I'm also going to get the Ancestral Robe set going here as well. We'll try to flip a few of these. Floor Tile says, it would have been a solid thing to add a dono spot for beer review Friday spending. I feel bad, man. I don't want to take people's money and just drink with it, dude. You know, like, that's a little bit selfish in my opinion. Rage Virus says, afternoon. Good to see you, Rage, man. Thank you for tuning in today. Witty also chiming in saying, how long should I leave a flip offer in before canceling if it does not buy? Depends on the item. If it is a higher volume item, I don't know. I maybe wait like 5-7 minutes. If it is a large margin item or a lower volume item, anywhere of like 10 minutes sounds about right. Eduardo says, hey, first time here, and I see that you're doing it live. Good to see you, Eduardo. Thank you for tuning in today, man. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, everybody in the chat. We are just getting into the session today. We are looking for all of our items that we do want to flip, and the last one we're going to be listing for now is the Dragon Warhammer. I do want to get these listed here because I'm looking forward to flipping these. I do think there is a lot of upward momentum on the Dragon Warhammers here today, so we are going to list them. Now, we can't quite flip the limit of them, but we can get 5 going, which is relatively good. We also got the Arcane Spirit Shield, which we're going to start selling back as well. See if we can secure a nice margin on that Arcane Spirit Shield here in the short term. It's looking decent. It's looking like a decent margin. That's a good sign. Rage says, so that was interesting. Apparently they patched reversed a Granite Hammer changes a few hours after dropping it. Yes, I did see that. Rest in peace to all the Granite Hammer investors. That was not the item I was invested in, by the way, if you are curious. I did avoid the disaster on that one. I didn't really think it was worth touching to begin with, although it would have been a good idea if Jagex didn't remove it. So it's a little bit of a mixed review on that one. It's just unfortunate. It's one of those things, right? Like, you make an investment, you are risking, especially update investments, right? You are risking your money. There's no guarantee you're going to get a safe return. And of course, when things are just getting added to the game and adjustments need to be added, flipping is a little bit sketchier, right? But also can be very, very lucrative because you're the first one into the item. So there's pluses and minuses to both sides of getting in early on investments. But of course, we could talk about that more if people have questions. Classified says, hey, what kind of items do you think I should flip with 5 mil? If you're flipping with a 5 mil cash stack, it's honestly not something I recommend very often, just because flipping with 5 mil is, yes, you will be able to learn how to flip and be able to flip for some money, but 5 mil isn't really enough money to sit at the Grand Exchange and buy and sell items back and forth. And the reason that is you just don't really have enough buying power, right? You can't get enough items going. So I typically don't recommend flipping with a 5 mil cash stack. I would recommend trying to get a 10 mil cash stack before starting on the Grand Exchange. That is typically the amount we recommend here on the channel. But Classified, if you had to flip with 5 mil, Blood Runes, Law Runes, Death Runes, those really high volume things that you can fill larger limits of that are super, super safe is going to be the best way to do it, man. Hopefully you're doing good, and hopefully you can get that 10 mil stack as well and get back to the Grand Exchange. Evan says, pump those arcanes for me. I'm sitting on 20 of them that I unfortunately bought at 135 mil. F in the chat for that. I mean, I'm not going to try to pump them, but we're definitely going to try to flip them. So, what is your favorite fast food joint, says Saints Fan. Oh, man, that's a really solid question. Dude, I'm really hungry, man. You had to ask that, dude. Favorite fast food joint? I really like Five Guys. I don't know if you have Five Guys near you. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty big US chain, but hey, it's one of my favorites. Captain Jack saying F. Good to see you, Captain, man. Thanks for tuning in again, bro. Anyway, we're just doing a very casual session today, guys. Just trying to get some items listed here on the exchange. Trying to make a couple mil here today before we close the stream out, of course. We're always trying to make money here on these streams. And we do have a decent margin on these Dragon Warhammers here. I would like to list them for... This is a little bit of an absurd margin. I don't know if this is going to hit, but if it does, we're going to make a lot of bank on this. Crookie says they're so expensive, though. Dude, they are mad expensive. You'll never pay more for a burger in your freaking life, dude. That is a very good point. That is a very good point. They are expensive, but they're totally worth it, man. But it's, you know, I don't really eat fast food that often, or I try not to, just because it's, you know, it's like saturated fat and a lot of sodium, things like that. So I try to avoid it if I can. Although I'm like mad skinny. I need to put on some weight, to be quite honest. Cannonballs are almost always work very fast. Yeah, that's another great option with a 5 mil cash stack is those cannonballs. They're very solid flip as well. And we're going to rotate out of the ancestral sets here. And wow, we just got a Twisted Bow for an insane price, guys. That was insane. Oh, snap. If this hits... We're gonna be sitting pretty. We also have these Dragon Hunter Lances buying a lot of our items, is buying up today. A lot of action going on here in the Grand Exchange, and that's kind of like I predicted, right? I came here in the earlier on in the stream, and I was like, hey, I think we're gonna see a lot of movement on these items today. And sure enough, here we are. Tons of price movement on these items. Lots of volume right now, which is really great from a flipping standpoint. So if you're not on flipping and you haven't gone on today and done it, and you plan on doing it, right now it seems like a pretty good time. Obviously, there is a lot of competition right now, as it is the most active time to flip. But that being said, hey, there's a lot of volume right now. Margins are fluctuating a lot, and there's a lot of money to be made with active flipping. The Derpy Burp popping in, he says, God damn, it's been a hot minute. How you doing, brother? Derpy, man, good to see you. I was actually going to text you the other day, and then it was like too late at night, so I didn't text you because it was during the work week. So it's great to see you, Derp, man. Reach out to me, bro. I'd love to catch up with you, man. And hopefully you're doing well, dude. Hopefully you're hanging in there. Always good to see some old fans in the chat, man. FunkUp77 says, I've been doing pretty good with my overnight since I asked about it during Monday's stream and watched your video on it. Funk, man, congrats, dude. Congrats, man. What item have you been flipping overnight that's made you the most money? Have you been trying a lot of different items? Personally, I would recommend you try to branch out and try a bunch of different stuff. But if you are consistently flipping one item, that's actually not that bad of an idea as well. You want to learn one item really, really well so you always know where it's going to fluctuate overnight, or you can generally tell how far it's going to fluctuate within a 24-hour period, right? So there are pluses and minuses to sticking to one item versus doing a lot of items, but I would recommend trying to branch out while you're learning how to overnight flip. Flip a ton of different items so you can figure out how different items move, maybe how do expensive items move compared to higher volume items, things like that, right? So definitely don't stick to one item too much in the beginning at least. We have Vulcan saying, but the biggest help I can give is to get high alks going while doing flips on a low cash stack. Absolutely. Anything you can do when you are bank standing at the Grand Exchange with a smaller cash stack is going to help while you are flipping. I used to make Ranar unfinished potions. That was like my #1 go-to while bank standing to make a little bit of like additional GP. And that took me a long way, guys. Like that really did help out a lot. But I don't really have to do it anymore because I'm able to pull like a pretty decent amount per hour. If I wanted to try hard and get maximum GP per hour, I could do it, but it's just not really something I'm too interested in doing anymore. I'd rather take kind of the more casual backseat approach to it now. By the way, guys, this Dragon Warhammer margin did start selling, which is actually incredible here. Very happy to see that. We do have to knock it down just a little bit, though. And it looks like we're doing really good on a lot of this stuff. So very happy with where we're going right now with this flipping session. Lots of profit to be made. A lot of this medium volume stuff is working out very well for us, which typically is not the case on a lot of this stuff. So it's good to see that it is going in our direction here. Captain Jack says, any thoughts on the Arceus spellbook update? Spells look solid. Honestly, I haven't seen it at all, man. I haven't even looked at that update quite yet. So, unfortunately, I do not have an opinion on that one. Let me go in on these spectrals, though. We can't quite do that many. We'll do 4 of them, though. Anyway, guys, hopefully you're doing well today. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you guys have been flipping off stream a little bit and been making some bank. Let me know in the live chat what you've been flipping. Have you been overnight flipping, active flipping? What has been your go-to this past week to make some gains? And also, let me know what you're flipping as well. I always like to know what items you guys like to do overnight specifically, because obviously in an active session, right, you're like flipping so many different items that you're not just going to stick to 1 or 2 things the entire session. So I understand you probably don't have a favorite item for an active session, but what's your favorite overnight item or anything like that? Let me know, man. Just active high volume stuff, says Radiant Mini. I love high volume flipping. I've always been a major fan of it. High volume flipping is the best way to get into flipping when you are, first of all, new to flipping. It's amazing. And second, if you have a lower cash stack, high volume is definitely the way to do it. I learned by flipping high volume to start, and then I recommend it to everybody, you know, once I started doing it, because it's just so good. Like, you're making gains without the risk. Like, there's just a lot less risk to high volume flipping. Yes, maybe it's not as lucrative as getting like a twisted bow flip or something like that, but you don't start with T-bow flips, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. You should focus on those high volume items if you do have a smaller cash stack. Do not overlook them. It is a big mistake that a lot of new flippers make. We're not looking too great on these arcane spirit shields here. We're not looking terrible. Nathaniel McDaniel giving me the T1 sub, or giving the T1 sub to Saints fan. Look at that, man. Nathaniel, man, do appreciate that. Welcome to the stream, dude. Good to see you. Thank you for dropping this sub in the chat, man. Seriously, dude. Do appreciate it. You don't even have a sub yourself, man. You didn't even sub for yourself. That's extremely generous, dude. Thank you, Nathaniel McDaniel, man. Always appreciated over there on Twitch, man. Thank you so much, dude. People keep dropping subs on these streams. Like, I mean, like, guys, it's crazy. Thank you so much, guys, for the subs and all the support recently. It's been really awesome. Also, I did want to mention, how was my new video, guys? Baldy giving us a follow over on Twitch as well. Thank you, man. Do appreciate it. Welcome to the flipping team. Good to have you. Let me know if you have any questions about what to flip with your cash tag or anything related to flipping. Now, like I was saying, what do you guys think of the new video that I came out with, the 100 mil real-time prices flipping guide? Did you think it was a good video? Did you think it was a bad video? Let me know what it was missing. I'm trying to improve my video quality, so it's always good to know, like, hey, I liked this or I didn't like this, or just give me some feedback on it if you did see it. Now, anyway, we do have this twisted bow in our inventory. Unfortunately, the margin on it is not looking too great right now. We did get it for a very good deal, but at the same time, we're having trouble selling it off. So it is kind of hard to determine where we want to get this thing off for. We still have a lot of cushion on it, though. Hi, I have 4 bill plus. How much do you think I can make an hour flipping, including overnight gains or not? Because that'll make a big difference. We have Jay Hefner saying, I've been doing some more low volume items like Inquisitor while studying. It's working out pretty well so far. Amazing, Jay. Amazing. I'm telling you, man, focusing on those longer time frames for people who have a little bit of flipping experience, that is how you improve your flipping, man. It's not the only way, obviously, but it is a very solid way to do so. Because then you're really making a lot of profit. Yes, including them. 4 bill. How much you can make with 4 bill? Wow. You should easily be clearing, like, 15 mil days with like almost zero active flipping. Anywhere from like 15 to 25 mil daily. You should be raking in with a 4 bill cash stack. And I would say that's only really on overnights, to be honest. Because think about how much power you have with 4 bill on overnights. That's crazy, man. Alejandro says, flipping Dexter's Prayer Scrolls. I was trying to flip Dexter's Prayer Scrolls, but they weren't really working out in our direction, so I kind of gave up on them a little while back here. Now, we are trying to get in on these Spectrals as well. The margin did run away from us a little bit here, which is kind of unfortunate, but I'm actually going to readjust our margin on that, and we're going to try to chase the Spectral Spirit Shield margin as it kind of closes up here, right? So we're going to go in and list for about, not 100k higher. That's obviously a little bit too high, but we're definitely going to give it a significant bump up in price to try to capture a few more here. And we sell this one back, though. We're going to be looking at a very solid margin. Okay. 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 Down for that. Going in big, boys. And we are getting the Arcane off as well. Very happy to see that. The thing is, we're not making that much money right now. I thought we'd be able to make a little bit more here. Now, the problem is we're not getting that Twisted Bow move back and forth, which is really actually hurting our GP per hour here. I thought we would be able to sell it off relatively easily, but we haven't had a price update on that Twisted Bow in quite some time, so we got to wait a little bit longer here. We have Jesus popping in. He says, greetings from Colombia. As always, Jesus, good to see you back, man. Always good to see you tune in as well, man. Good to catch up with you. Good to see you in the chat. Hopefully you're learning a few things today about flipping. Now, guys, we need to get this Twisted Bow off. I'm not scared. DJ with the sub, man. Thank you so much for the subscription over on Twitch, man. Do appreciate it so much. Guys, we do have emotes coming, okay? I promise we're going to get Twitch emotes. There's a couple channel initiatives that I'm building outside of just the content. We have new emotes we're going to get. We have stickers we're going to get. We're going to expand the sticker collection as well. So don't you worry, guys. We got some more stuff coming your way. It's all in the work, man. That's the last sub I didn't renew yet. Streamlabs being weird. Okay. Hey, they're just assuming you're going to resub because my content's so good. Come on. Anyway, we do need to get this Twisted Bow off here. I don't want to knock the margin down too much on it because we got a really nice deal on it. Now, if the margins, opens up about 3 mil lower, then we're going to have a problem. But right now, we just don't really have a super active margin on that Twisted Bow. The Scythe of Atur, though, looking a little bit juicier as well. And I'm going to see if I can get one of those here. We just need to clear up these Dragon Warhammers, and we need to get those moving out of the way as well. Let me see what this Dragon Hunter crossbow is going for, though. We are selling off the Arcane Spirit Shields, which is very nice. That's actually netting us a decent bit per shield. It's actually only 100k, which is actually lower than I thought it would be, which is a little bit sad, but we'll let it do its thing. Anyway, guys, if you are enjoying the content here today, be sure to drop a like over on YouTube, guys. It seriously does help me out a ton, and I really appreciate it. Also, what are you guys flipping today? I mean, today is just a very volatile day on the market, it looks like. I see margins jumping up and down very, very rapidly, which of course always means there's opportunity to make some profit today. So I'm surprised we actually are not making more profit per hour right now. And like I said before, I do think it is the twisted bow that is the reason we're not actually making more right now. Not that it's really a big deal quite yet, but we would like to sell off this twisted bow relatively soon to actually hit those profit targets. Might want to adjust the price for the Dragon Warhammers. I know, I keep meaning to do it, and then I just, like, literally staring at it, and I forget. Thank you for that, Saint, man. Do appreciate it. Let's do these for a little bit lower. We're still in I mean, not as good of a margin anymore on them, but we're still making profit, so that's what matters here. And let me check where the Spectral is right now. See, that's just simply not going to work. That margin's just not going to work for me. I kind of want to press that margin a little bit more, see if we can get lucky with it. DJ says, oh yeah, I actually profited today without major losses. DJ, man, you're learning, bro. You're learning. And margins, again, super volatile day today, guys. I see margins hopping around a ton right now, which is good. If you're active flipping, it is a great thing. Also, it's actually not bad for overnights either. It's just that you have to adjust for the volatility when you set your overnights, right? So if you're flipping overnight and you see there's a lot of volatility on the markets that day, you want to stretch your buy offers out a little bit, right? You want to go a little bit lower than you would anticipate the item to go normally, because the higher volume and the higher volatility is actually going to fluctuate the item price a little bit more. So you're going to be able to fill offers for a lot cheaper than you typically would have if there was not the volatility on the market, right? I kept my risk down, so my profit per hour is a fraction of what it should have been. Hey, profit is profit, and you're learning how to get it done, man. You're learning those strategies. It's very important. Yes, dude. Yes, man. Super happy about that. I'm very happy we got that twisted bow off where we did. It's actually a very good, very, very good thing. I didn't want to move that down too much, so we're actually going to go back in on another twisted bow here around the same margin. You know, we only got 800k for it, so it's not amazing. I do want to clear 1 mil on the next twisted bow if we can get it, but again, we don't really want to rush it too much here. No, I think we're good on that margin, actually. 500k margin on the Staff of Balance, says Alejandro. Is that worth it for a 25 mil item? I mean, I would say that's pretty worth it, but keep in mind that the Staff of Balance is a very low volume item. They are not easy items to trade, so the margins are larger, but again, at the same time, it is going to be high. It's going to be hard to find that seller, right? There's going to be a lot of competition on that as well. If anyone else has a Staff of Balance, they could sell below you, and if only a couple offers get filled an hour, then it's going to be a little bit tough to actually go ahead and sell that item. Now, we also have Baldy saying, I effed up yesterday, overnight, bought dodgy necklaces with a loss of 300 GP each. Baldy, man, feels bad, dude. Okay, it does happen though, right? Every time you list overnight for an overnight flip, there is some risk you are taking while you leave those offers in the Grand Exchange. So it does suck that you lost a little bit of money. Maybe next time, take a look at the graphs, see like, hey, is this item potentially going to trade lower than where it's been trading the past day or the past week? Try to factor that into your buy offer, and hopefully maybe buy for a little bit cheaper next time. Remember, it is always better to buy it's always better to not buy an item overnight than to buy it for too high and sell it in the morning for a loss. I think that's very important. So don't be afraid to list too low and actually not have the offer fill. You always want to get the best deals, man. You know what I mean? DJ says, how long do the arcanes take? They never fill for me. They do take some time. Again, these arcanes are actually lower volume, and spectrals. They're lower volume than you probably think. So don't rush those trades. Let them pan out in the direction that you want them to. You're not going to miss out on anything by just sitting on them for a while. They are relatively stable. Yes, of course, they go on price runs. And holy, when did we get to 2 mil? What? When we sold the T-Bow? Wait, wow. Okay. It feels like we were just at a mil profit. So very happy about that right now. But anyway, let's cut back on that Dragon Hunter crossbow here. Let's take a quick look at everything here. We do look well positioned on a lot of this stuff. I do want to get back in on the twisted bow though. We're gonna go for that same exact margin we hit before. Grazi's looking really good right now as well. Let's try to get in on some of those. Baldy says, yeah, it was meant to be an active flip, but I forgot about it and woke up and the price just went down a lot. Baldy, I cannot tell you how many times that's happened to me, okay? That is, as the girls say, hashtag relatable, okay? Alejandro says, something down, okay? Do you flip bonds? Great question coming in from Saints Van in Van. You know, I don't really flip bonds. I never really have. You know what throws me off about bonds is the conversion price just makes it harder to calculate the margin on the bond. Although I will say that flipping bonds can be lucrative. We have Melting Frog saying, any tips on flipping with a 70 mil cash stack? Not sure what to change about from about 40 mil. Melting Frog, man, good to see you. By the way, Melting, we just put out a video today on flipping with a 100 mil cash stack with real-time prices. So I would actually recommend you go check out that video. The same sort of principles will apply to a 70 mil cash stack. So that's going to be a great video for you. It's fresh off the press, my man. So go check it out when you get a chance. But flipping with a 70 mil stack, what I found to be best and in making the most profit per hour with the least amount of competition is to actually flip what I call high limit items. Now, these are not items that are necessarily high volume, right? So it's not like Blood Rune, Death Rune. It's something like Grimy Renar Weed or Amethyst Crystal or Air Orb or Purple Sweets, things like that, right? Because they have high buy limits, but they're not as frequently traded. These items are a gold mine for smaller cash stacks because there's not as much competition on them. You can let the offers play out over a span of time, and if you're actively flipping those items, you're actually going to be able to make a decent return on your cash stack. So that's what I would recommend. Go check out the video though if you want a little bit more in-depth analysis or a breakdown of that. We do talk about that quite a fair bit. Bonds are definitely juicy investments. Jay, they definitely can be juicy investments, especially when there's hype updates coming to the game. Definitely, man. But bonds are not something you really actively trade or overnight trade or really anything like that, in my experience. Steve had a crazy flip on them. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people you can like dominate the bond market, right? Like bonds are always going to be in demand, so they're always going to be something that can easily be sold off in the end. That being said, sometimes it takes a little bit longer for that trade to go in the direction you want. And keep in mind, you do have to pay the bond conversion fees as well, so that actually hurts your margin a little bit on that when compared to a liquid item. Aram's and Carol's armor sets can be good. Oh yeah, any kind of like building armor sets and things like that, really great way to make money outside of flipping. But guys, if you are enjoying the stream today, please drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Also, give us a follow over on Twitch as well. But definitely drop a like. Like, I mean, dropping likes, guys, I don't think people really understand. Like, that stuff helps me out a ton. Like, anytime we get a video with a lot of likes on it, it always does well. So it shows that there's engagement in the chat. And I know you guys are shouting it up, asking questions. So again, I know I sound like I'm begging for likes, but again, it makes a big difference, just a click. So let me know, by the way, if you have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack or anything related to flipping in old school RuneScape. I would love to help you out. Also, the Twisted Bow just decided to go up and run, you know, 3 mil right away. I mean, the margin on it is literally 3 mil up from where we were listed. So, you know, I don't really know what's going on with that Twisted Bow. It seems like some crazy antics going on with that. So we're going to switch over to the Scythe of Victor. We're going to try to get a cheap one, try to get a nice margin on that. It should be looking just about as good as the Twisted Bow, if not even tastier than a Twisted Bow. So we're going to see if we can get a good margin going on that as well. We do have this Dragon Hunter crossbow still listed here. Hasn't sold off yet, which is not concerning, but it's not great. We'll put it that way. Do you think just under 1 mil is a decent stack for free-to-play flipping, and what kind of items should I look for? R3, we do have a couple free-to-play flipping guides on the channel, but if you are flipping in free-to-play, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, honestly, the best way I found to do it is either you have enough to flip gilded items, which by that point you should just be a member and just pay for the bond, or 2, what you do is you make multiple accounts and you just trade runes on all the accounts over an extended period of time for 1 GP margins. It's going to make you actually a decent amount of GP per day if you're free-to-play, like anywhere from like 40 to 80k a day per account, and that's actually going to be a great way to make some passive money if you are in free-to-play. Yes, it is a pain in the butt to do, but again, you are free-to-play, so there is pluses and minuses to both sides. Now, I would recommend just rune trading, honestly. That's not like rune armor, like runes, like magic runes. It's really the only way to do it. And I try to get to members as quickly as possible. I think that's my biggest recommendation. Raphael says, you ended up profiting a lot on those Dragon Hunter crossbows you insta-bought some weeks ago. I think we made like 100K each. We didn't make that much money on them, but we did profit. So I was very happy about that. I posted it in the Discord after it happened, I'm pretty sure. Rune trading on multiple accounts. Yeah, like, for example, if you get, let's see, like, you're making 50K a day, right? And you have like 5 accounts, like 250K. Hey, 250K a day for literally, you don't even have to log into the accounts to make that money. Like, I mean, that's honestly a pretty good moneymaker if you're in free-to-play and you don't even have to log on. So, that's what I would recommend. Now, we do have the 700K an hour free-to-play guide as well, which you can follow, but that is more of an active strategy where you actually have to focus on the Grand Exchange. You have to alloc on one account, focus on the other, and it does require some starting capital. Sage popping in saying hi. Good to see you, Sage. Thank you for tuning in today. Hopefully you are enjoying the stream today. We are trying to get a Scythe of Vitur flipped here as well, guys. We're going to see if that pans out in our favor here. Now, I do actually want to knock up the margin on this just ever so slightly. I think we can get a little bit more of a competitive listing on that. And that way we can actually fill an offer out, try to flip one of these things, and see if it works in our favor. I mean, I'm really hoping it does. Also, these Grazis, it looks like the margin probably pumped away from us here, which is a little bit unfortunate. But we'll try and get in on this again. See if we can buy a few of those. We still have 540 mil as well. It's going to be great for the Dragon Claws, which, by the way, have just been ripping in price, these Dragon Claws. Like, literally insane, man. I'm going to go in fat on these and just hope for the best. We're going to get 8 of them. And I think we're actually... Are we at limit on Spectrals? No. We could still... There's still a few more we can get. Let's actually knock the current ones we have down just a little bit here. Anyway, guys, if you are enjoying the stream today, please drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. Also, we're only at 2.1 mil right now, currently averaging about 4.5 mil an hour. A little bit on the lower end, but we should be able to turn it around in the second half here. Try to get to that 5 mil an hour mark. That typically is my goal. Active flipping is, on these streams at least, is 5 mil an hour. Off stream, I try to get 6 mil because I think it is possible. But it's kind of a different focus. I do flip a little bit differently when I'm off stream as well. So it's a little bit different of a strategy. Buy PvP items. They seem to be doing really well in this market. Dragon Claws are, I mean, they kind of crashed. Like, they kind of had a pretty quick crash, but they are recovering very quickly, which is why I'd like to focus on them today and try to buy at least one of them. Okay, now I think we're at limit. We got to rotate these around a little bit. We'll leave that there for now. I hope you hit my guess, LOL, says Radiant. I hope we do too, man. Literally, I really do, man. Let's try and get this 180 mil to work for us, though. Try to find something decent here. Looking through my options right now, I don't see anything that's, like, really jumping out to me from a margin standpoint that we need to get into, but I guess the Sanguesti looks okay. We'll do a few of these here. We'll do 2 of these Sanguestis. We still haven't got the Dragon Hunter crossbow off yet. Let me check the margin on that. We're basically at break even, is what the price tracker is telling me. Let's do... I think we're still on profit for this, but we'll knock it down just a little bit here, guys. Anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack or anything related to flipping on the Grand Exchange. I'd love to help you out. These live streams are all about teaching you guys how to flip with your cash stack, so we keep it an open forum here. Be sure to ask any questions you might have. DJ says, so I did a lot of those high limit items today, and they worked well enough, but I want to go back to high margin. Claws, bludgeon, lance, dragon hunter crossbow, but I've had a little luck with those lately. DJ, I don't know if you've tried them today, but it might be worth just very casually flipping some of these items. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of great margins on a lot of this stuff, better than it's been the past couple of days, and that might mean you might be able to squeeze a few good flips in here. Now, also, it is a little bit higher risk, so you could lose money as well, but maybe just try flipping one item at a time, seeing if that works in your favor, and if it doesn't, maybe just go back to the other strategy for now until there's maybe a better market, in your opinion, to actually go in on some of this stuff. Hanan says, what is the best weapon to use in Slayer? Honestly, I don't know. Blowpipe would be my guess, but now with the nerfs, I'm not exactly sure. Dragon Crossbow is probably pretty good if I had to guess. And we have the Sanguesti buying up as well. Finally, some action here on the Grand Exchange. We have had a little bit of difficulty finding some items that are going to move back and forth for us, so I'm very happy to see that. Also, Dragon Claw margin getting chased up really, really hard right now. Also, it looks like it's capping out at the top end too, so I'm actually going to stay away from that. It's looking a little spooky, not going to lie. Spooky item. I'm surprised we haven't gotten this Dragon Hunter crossbow off yet, just because the volume on the Dragon Hunter crossbow for a medium level item is fairly high volume. We're going to get this Sanguesti staff off, though. Coca Bruce says, hey, do you got some slow flipping tips? Hold on one sec. Do you have any slow flipping tips? I usually PK at the Grand Exchange while flipping. Should I go for high margin, low volume, etc.? Thanks in advance, and thanks for the guides. Coca Brew, man, no problem, dude. Thank you for tuning in today, by the way. And so if there's any tips that I would give for someone who's passively flipping on the Grand Exchange, I would say focus on some of the higher end stuff, right? Some of the stuff that's not lower margin. You want high margin stuff that is a low volume. It depends on your cash stack, but like a Grazi would be a great thing to passive flip. Arcane Spirit Shield, Spectral Spirit Shield would be really good. Carol's Leather Top, Aram's Leather Top, Aram's Robe Skirt, Dragon Hunter Crossbow, Sanguesti Staff is good. You know, a lot of those items that do have fluctuations, because then over like a longer time frame, that price that you list at has a higher chance of swinging to that price, you buying that item and selling it back for a good return. Now, that's what I would do, but you can also do it with high volume items if you have a smaller cash stack. So it's honestly your preference, man. Anyway, we're going to wait here. We do have the Sanguesti staffs that did buy up. Very, very nice about that. We're going to turn these around as quickly as we can here and see if we can get them off for not too small of a margin. And we're still waiting on that scythe, surprisingly. We'll let that go till like maybe the 10-minute mark. And we're going to wait on those spectrals, too. I think we have a lot of the spectrals, the live spectral count, so I do think that's going to swing back in our favor, as long as we have the patience. Grazi's running away from us again, man. It's a shame. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in today. We're trying to make some money here today. We're being stuck at 2.1 mil for way too long. We can't get anything traded these past couple of minutes here, so I'm hoping we can turn something around. Start of the session, really, really solid. We are seeing a lot of good margins on that kind of like not even the high margin stuff, just like that medium volume stuff. That medium volume gear was doing really well for us. Now things are kind of turning back a little bit and we're having a little bit of trouble. So maybe we just need to switch up the strategy here a little bit, try to get back in on a twisted bow, potentially try to get back in on that margin. I do want to see this Dragon Hunter crossbow get off and out of our inventory as well, because we have been sitting on it for quite some time. I also see that the scythe is looking a little bullish right now. I do want to actually adjust our scythe price to be a competitive listing here. It looks like the scythe margin is actively increasing, so it would be good to actually get a higher offer in for that. And I'm hoping we can clear up some money for a twisted bow as well. That Dragon Hunter crossbow is really going to be the one that takes us there, so we'll sell this Dragon Hunter crossbow for a slight loss, I believe. Maybe... Did we flip any of them? No, we literally only got one, right? No, this will be exactly break even if we sell. Anyway, give me that little bit more cash, man. I want to get that twisted bow going here. Maybe this thing, oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. Let's actually get that twisted bow back in then. Just because we were hitting a good margin on that twisted bow before, we did only flip one of them, which was the unfortunate part, but I do think we can actually get another one if we are patient. Okay, hopefully that's not listed too high there. Baldy says, do you have any advice for someone with a 38 mil cash stack? Is high volume still the better option? Yes, it is. I would say it is, personally. I mean, a lot of high volume stuff is more competitive than it used to be, but it's still the better option. It's less risky, and you have 38 mil, which is a lot of money to pump into high volume items. So I would personally trade that way. Now, if you don't want to, you can flip things like the Archer's Rings, Berserker Rings, Carol's Leather Tops, Aram's Robe Skirts, Aram's Robe Tops, and things like that. But in my experience, for someone who's still learning how to flip with 38 mil, they should stick to high volume for at least the beginning of their flipping career so they can kind of learn how flipping works and take the least amount of risk as possible. You want to get safe returns when you are learning how to flip, right? And you have a smaller cash stack, because it is very important that you're only growing that cash stack, even if it takes a while. You don't want to lose money. It's going to be detrimental to your gains. And not only is it going to hurt you in game, like monetarily, it's going to hurt you emotionally. You're going to get backed away from flipping. You're not going to feel like it's a good moneymaker. And honestly, you want to see it through to the end. So slowly waiting for some of these margins to swing back in our favor here. These Dragon Claws are coming down. We might be able to catch a few on a dump if we want to try and get him. I don't know if that's something we want to position for, though. I'm trying to decide. It's like I don't want to pull my Twisted Bow offer to try and hopefully get something like that. You know what I mean? G-Tracker telling me there's a 600k margin on the T-Bow, but I'm not trusting it. Baldy says, all right, I flipped a lot back in the days before RS3, but it's changed a lot since then. Definitely. And with real-time prices, things have changed immensely, right? The whole landscape of flipping has changed. I have tried to make some videos on this to cover what is different with real-time prices and things like that. And hopefully some of those videos might help you out if you still have some questions. But of course, we can talk about it as well. Now, the Kodai ones are still rotating up in price as well, which I'm surprised to see. We're definitely not going to flip any of those today. See if I can get some of these imbued hearts, though. Gonna keep my eye out for some new items here while we wait for the Scythe and the Twisted Bow to buy. I'm gonna be a little bit sad if we can't get a Scythe here in the short term. Vandal's Chestplate, like, looking decent. Not something I'm going to attack, but it might be a good option. The Brimstone Rings, it's just, you know, we don't really have enough money for that kind of stuff right now, to be quite honest. We don't have a big stack on us. Although we did get that second Sanguesti staff off, so that's really, really helpful. Let me see here. I mean, like, I'm just not finding anything good right now that's really, like, popping out at me. You know what I mean? Like, nothing that really gets me excited. Let's try the Aram's Robe Top here, though. It is showing a good margin. I don't know if it's legit or not, but it might be worth a shot. T-Bow is only a dream for me, but I will get there. Good luck, hand. Keep flipping. Keep building that flipping knowledge up. Make sure you're setting overnights. That's probably the best way to keep going towards that Twisted Bow. Even if it does cost you a couple mil in the beginning, learning how to do overnights, it is well worth it in the long run. Third Age seems like such a risky flip. Absolutely. Very, very risky flip, man. Have you ever flipped Third Age, and what were your experiences? Very briefly, I've done a few Third Age flips. Very lucrative, but like very inconsistent, very hard to find a seller. I don't like items that take like a very long time to sell. I kind of like my trades a little bit quicker. Personally, I like positions that are easy to enter and easy to exit if I can get it. And the problem with it is like, those Third Age pieces, they take so long to sell because like there's just not that much demand for them. There's not a lot of supply and there's not a lot of demand, and it's more of like a cosmetic, right? So players buy it when they're wealthy and they want to flex and things like that, and they also sell it when they just need to free up some cash. So it's a little bit odd of an item. I do like it though. It's like one of those items where like I should flip more Third Age, but it's like I'm not like crazy into it. Since I do a lot of these live streams, like I like to keep liquid a lot of the time, right? I like to keep a lot of cash on hand. I mean, yeah, you know, I would stay away from third age personally, because here's the thing is like, you can get the same margins on, not the same margins on third age. You obviously can make a lot of money on third age, but you can flip the scythe, twisted bow, you know, those higher end PVM items that are quite expensive for not the same margins, but you can make the same amount of money off flipping them. You know what I mean? And it's a lot safer to flip those. Let's do this Aram's rope top back really quick. Spectral's struggling a little bit here, which is not great, but it's all right. And they have real value attached to them. Yeah, that too. Like they have a defined significant use within the game. Absolutely. Still waiting to rotate into some of this stuff here, guys. Twisted Bow and Scythe of Atur, not really playing in our favor. Twisted Bow, though, we are near margin, so like I'd hate to like jump in on that and get it in for too high, right? So we'll just wait on the Scythe that we do have. Slowly and patiently waiting. See, flipping is a lot of a waiting game, man. That's why we have to have this live stream to chat with you guys. If you guys are enjoying the stream, though, definitely drop a like. Also, if you're not with us on Discord already, by the way, feel free to join us on Discord. We have a Discord group dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape. So if that's interesting to you at all, you just want to learn more about flipping or connect with other flippers, feel free to join us. We have over 2,300 members at this point, and it's a very active and very growing community, man. Let's see here. Looks like the Scythe went up in margin for us. Interesting to see that. And people are buying the Twisted Bow at a decently high price as well. Interesting situations here, guys. Anyway, we'll try to get the Zamorak and Spear going next. SS Kappa popping in, and Wild Muffin. Good to see both of you guys. Welcome to the stream. Kappa says, just saw you live. Hope the flipping is going well. Too busy with PoE to even log in. Have fun, man. I heard PoE 2 is coming out soon as well, man. Oh, I should do the Spear, actually. We'll do the Spear, and we'll get this listed. And we'll trade a few of these back and forth. Muffin, good to see you, Muffin. I saw your comment got put in Soup's video, man. I saw that. Very cool, man. Baldy says, all right, it's late here in Denmark. Have to head to bed. Have a great stream. See you later, Baldy, man. Thank you for tuning in today, brother. And we'll see you in the next one, hopefully, man. Trade me quick. Oh, Rage wants the trade. Oh, Rage, we're the same level, man. What's up with that? Anyway, Rage coming in with a 50k vial of water trade. Can we get some PogChamps in the chat for Rage Virus, man? Thank you for the 50k vials of water, Rage. Seriously, man, do appreciate it. We're gonna throw these into the vial of water stack, and I'm gonna flex it a little bit, guys. We're gonna show it off here today. 26 million vials of water, guys. Slowly collecting it up to that 100 mil stack. 100% viewer donated, by the way. I think not a lot of people realize that. All viewer donations for the vials of water. So thank you so much, guys, for your continued contributions to that. So regardless, we are still waiting on a lot of this stuff to buy here, guys. We're still on margin for Scythe. We're still on margin for Twisted Bow. We're going to play it safe. We're not going to adjust those offers. We're just going to see where it ends up. Now, I'm hoping that the Scythe actually does fill at this price point. It's not really looking too hopeful, but I guess we can bump it up a little bit. Like, it's not something I really want to do, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to chase these big margins too much. You kind of want the trade to play out in your favor a little bit. Yes, when you are active flipping, sometimes you need to follow that margin, especially if it gets way too far away from you. But if you're on or near the margin, like, just let it swing your way. It usually is going to it's going to play out in your favor. Because the worst thing you can do is buy into one of these items too high and then not be able to sell it off and kind of holding on a downtrend, right? It's not a fun situation to be in. I hate doing it like that. Drip, drip. That's a lot of water. Oh, I need some water IRL, but I think it's my water bottle's empty, to be honest. Very tiny bit left. We are just making no profit today, guys. What's happening? We need to move some of this stuff around, man. Let's readjust this here. Spectrals, Spectrals are kind of unfortunate because we have a lot of money locked up in that. We'll do, let's see. I think we already did the Lances, right? We did 4 of them. We could try more. They've been pretty consistent today, those Lances, so. Try to get another 4 here. Or another 2. Or 1. F in the chat, dude. Whew. Oh, man. We're having a tough day trying to get some profit today, which I did not think would be the case. I thought we were going to come on here today and rip margins through, but second half of the stream has been very, very tough to get some things moving here. Let's see, what should we do in this situation, right? Like, we're trying to get the Scythe, we're trying to get the Twisted Bow, right? Neither of them are working out for us. Do we cycle out of the Twisted Bow and try to get something else moving? That's like my thought process, but it's like very hard to tell if we should do that. I guess we do, though. You know, I do like letting my trades swing in my favor, but at the same time, it's like, how long are you going to wait on margin for something like this to fill if you're still not getting a fill after, like, what, 10 minutes? Like, if you're on margin for that, something's going on, right? So, anyway, we're going to try and do the Abyssal Bludgeons in place of the Twisted Bow. We still have the Scythe there to get us some significant profit if one does fill in our favor, but again, it's not something that I'm necessarily, like, counting on at this point. Let's do... We could try these. These are going to be another slower one, though. The Avernic Defender Hilts. Armadillo Chestplate's looking really good. Still 566 mil in hand. Woo! Hit that nice minus 5% button. No, dude. No, dude. You got in on the Amazorb top a little bit late. I know, I missed it, man. That stuff ran away from me. It's hard to get in on time on a lot of this stuff. Also, the Aram's chain skirt looks pretty good, too. Oh, not the chain skirt. The Armadillo chain skirt. Sorry. Armadillo chain skirt looks good. Where'd that go, though? Just had it pulled up here. There it is. We'll get 8 of those going as well. Still 353 mil on hand to work with. Wow, looks like we got out of those Dragon Warhammers in a nice time. Very happy about that. Down about like 400k from where we sold them off. Let's do... Sorry, it's very hard for me to to find items and do commentary at the same time. I do my best to do it, but it's I get distracted when I'm looking through all of these offers here. Try to see what's going to be the best for us to trade. And, you know, I'm not finding a lot of great stuff right now. I do see like decent margins, but they're asking like the items are too expensive, and I don't think we're going to be able to complete them. So it's sort of one of those things. Readjust this. Justiciar hat, it doesn't look that good, the Justiciar hat. You know, I don't see it on my list. I don't think it has a great margin on it today. And oh, there we go. There we go. That was nice. But that's still not even that great considering we're still only at 2.4 mil. So hoping we can get some more offers filled up here. Let's see. I wonder, like I'm looking through all my active margins here. Crimson99 giving us a follow over on Twitch, man. Do appreciate it. Welcome to the flipping team, my man. And let me know if you have any questions about what to flip with your hashtag or anything related to flipping. We can definitely get your questions answered here. Now, we are trying to find some things for ourselves to flip, but again, it's just not that easy right now. So I did find a decent looking one right here. That one disappeared. Like, instantly, as soon as I clicked on it. Poggers. Definitely, man. Slowly waiting for these flips to come through, guys. I really am hoping we can get a scythe before the end of the stream. I mean, we're only at 2.4 mil in profit right now. Really bad day for us. Really bad day. Maybe the chain skirts will go in our favor. We'll have to see. And the lance is taking a little bit too long. We probably want to go in on something else there. Let's check our Avernick margin as well. Although I'm not shocked the Avernick hasn't filled yet. That's a lower volume thing. It would be nice if we could sell the Spectrals, because that's going to be a big profit when those sell off. Probably an item I'm going to leave off stream, honestly. Radiant says, I guess I jinxed you with my prediction. Nah, man. No, don't worry about it. Maybe you sent some, bad flipping karma my way. And of course, literally, of course, I'm so bad at flipping, man. Of course, as soon as we get off that twisted bow, it trades exactly where I was listed, man. Literally, the real-time prices are telling me exactly where my buy price was. Now that's tough, man. That's tough. We're gonna pull our money together. Oh, finally, man. Wow. Took long enough. Let's try and get this. I mean, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't really know. Let's try and get this this scythe off here. I would be happy there. I would be happy getting it for that. And we're going to buy one for even lower than that, just in case the site that we currently have doesn't actually end up trading in our favor. We have Nevkir saying, hey there, have you taken a look at the new beta update? Any thoughts on the items that might be important for Kingdom Divided? Honestly, I have not looked at the update yet. I haven't looked at the beta or anything like that. So honestly, I hate to say it, but I don't really have any predictions on anything regarding that. Can't control the weather, I suppose. But Nevkir, good to see you, by the way, man. Thanks for tuning in. But you could go watch my investment guides that I do have over on YouTube if you wanted to take a look at like how you would actually identify what items would be good in those situations. But it's completely up to you if you're someone who likes to do investing and things like that. We do have a guide on like how to find good items to invest in. But typically, I don't recommend people focus on investments too hard with smaller cash stacks. And look, I don't know your RuneScape financial situation, okay? Nevkir says, I just saw your new video. It was very nice. Be sure to drop a comment on it, man. Always do appreciate it. And a like, of course. But what did you think of it? I mean, did you find the guide good? Hopefully it helps you out with your 100 mil stack if you are flipping with a 100 mil stack. And thanks for the feedback, man. Do appreciate that. And if you haven't seen the video, guys, be sure to check it out over on my YouTube channel. And if you're flipping with a 100 mil stack and you're trying to get your arms around this new flipping meta, what better place to do it? Let's see. Armadillo chain skirts. We gotta sell these things off. Probably a decent profit. We're gonna bag hold those spectrals though. Feels bad, man. They're gonna trade in our favor, but it's like we're not gonna have the money back before the end of the stream or anything like that. We'll wait for that scythe to come through. We have to slowly watch that scythe margin as well, just to make sure. There we go. There we go. Very happy about that. Not a great margin, but good enough. Good enough for the end, man. Good enough for the end, I'll tell you that. Keep a close eye on it, too. Let's see. Oh, it filled again. Look at that. We're going to go for a little bit more on this one. Hey, yeah, finally we got one. At least that takes us to a 3 mil stack, which is like, at least like not in, I mean, it's bad, but it's not like, man, you only made 2.4 mil bad, you know what I mean? It wasn't quite a mil, but yeah, we made some money on it. We'll try to get another one too. Yeah, now they're flipping, right? It's crazy. The Grand Exchange is like that, man. Like, sometimes, you just get a bunch of trades back to back to back. You're smacking trades, and then sometimes you're not getting any trades going. I mean, that's just how the Grand Exchange works, guys. And I know you know that because most of you watch a lot of the streams. But if you guys are enjoying, guys, definitely drop a like, man. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday here on YouTube at... what, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Yeah, that sounds about right. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in today. Do appreciate it. We also have a flipping Discord group in the description below. If you are new to flipping or you want to learn more about flipping, you can join us in our Discord group. We have over 2,000 members in the community. Very nice, guys. Yeah, well, we're going to try to rotate into another scythe here by the end. I doubt it'll happen. Well, I doubt that we'll even get this one off by the end of this. But we could, you know, we could increase our profit per hour just a little bit more by getting that off. But it's not looking good as far as the clock goes here and getting that scythe off. Now, we do have that last scythe listed for a lot higher as well. So we're really trying to play that upward margin and see if we can actually get it. Always good to see you streaming, my dude. Thank you, man. Me sitting at 568K for the past couple of hours. Well, different amounts of money and like different cash stacks, you know, obviously open up your opportunities to a bunch of different flipping items as well, right? So like keep that in mind too. I mean, I have a lot of money to flip with, so it's easy for me to make better returns. It's easy for me to make more money, and if I want to make less money, it's an easier experience from overall. So once you build up that cash stack, you have that money to flip with, flipping gets a lot easier, and like honestly, your opportunity is opened up immensely. Whew. All right, not sure we're going to get this last Scythe of Vitur sold off here by the end, but we will leave it. It will likely sell in our favor. Guys, we made about 3 mil today in the session. Quite bad, honestly. I was hoping we'd make a little bit more than just 3 mil today, especially considering that margins were looking really good when we got on. I was thinking we'd at least clear 6 mil, but it is what it is. And not every day on the Grand Exchange is going to be a great day, but all we can do is keep coming back, keep learning from these trades, from our experience, and see if we can apply it on the next day at the exchange. Keep in mind, it's just like any other moneymaker. There is RNG involved in trading as well, in flipping. So it's just like any other moneymaker in game, except maybe a little bit more lucrative. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Be sure to drop a like if you did enjoy. It helps me out a ton. You guys have no idea how much every single like helps. By the way, if you're not with us in our Discord group, we have a Discord dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape. So be sure to join us in there if you're not with us already. And yeah, I'll see you guys all on Friday for our Friday stream. Hopefully we can turn in some better profits on Friday, and I'll see you all in the next one.